you have no interest in supporting her family for whatever reason, does that make you, the foreigner, ungrateful? Remember, the parents have put decades of hard work in raising their daughter, and presumably you like what you saw. Otherwise, you wouldn't have married her, I assume. Hey everyone, welcome back again to my channel. So in this video, we'll discuss whether or not you are obligated to support your wife's family. And of course, this is not your typical discussion about supporting your Filipino wife's family, because in this video, we'll also discuss an appreciative family that isn't content with what they have and ask you whether you want to continue supporting them or not. Now, I will state my opinion about it, and you can share your opinion about it in the comment section below. And of course, this is going to be a thought-provoking video, especially for those who are married to a foreigner or an expat. Before I start, disclaimer, I am not generalizing, since I know that there are still Filipino families out there who are not dependent on their daughter's husband or wife. So with that said, let's get on with it. First and foremost, you have to remember and understand that the Philippines is a very tight-knit community, which means that family ties are prioritized and the welfare of each family member is very important. So here in the Philippines, we have this thing called Utang na loob, or in English, debt of gratitude. So here, if your parents raised you, or your sisters or relatives raised you, you have a debt of gratitude towards them, since they are the ones that raised you and helped you achieve your dreams. And when you are successful enough to repay them, of course, you have to repay them, or else you will be called ungrateful. And I myself am a Filipina, and for the most part, it is very hard to say no to your family, especially if you have utang na loob with them. So, of course, as most of you know, is that once you marry a Filipina, you are expected to help her family. I guess maybe because of the utang na loob culture, meaning that the daughter owes the family a debt for the upbringing, and now this debt is transferred to you. And of course, all foreigners are rich, right? I mean, I'm just being sarcastic here, but of course they're not. However, that is the perception here in the Philippines. And to be honest, some families expect their new son-in-law to be some type of savior. A lot and house would be great. A new car would be even better. So how much should you help, and under what circumstances should you help? Maybe you decide that you don't want to help. Does that make you ungrateful? Well, let's dive into it. If you should help, and if you decide to help, how much should you help? So there are two questions I think you need to answer. One is, can you afford to help? Because 60 to or 70,000 pesos as an income here in the Philippines is a lot, and I think that what is kind of typical for social security, from talking to many foreigners, that seems to be the range the majority are in. Now that is a lot of money here in the Philippines, but not a lot at the same time. let me explain. Because if you live like a Filipino, you could probably feed a family of 10 with that kind of money. But 99% of foreigners live in concrete houses. They have aircon and spend money at restaurants. So at the end of the month, they almost nothing left. And this is just the truth of the matter. So the second question is, does the family deserve your help? And what do I mean by that? You are wondering. Let's say the mother is an alcoholic and can't be bothered to work, and the other kids are lazy, can't be bothered to study, on TikTok all day, sleeping all day. Does a family like that deserve the help from a person who is working hard with little to no free time? Do they deserve to get help? Let me know what you think with the comments below. So on the other extreme is a family that are working hard. Kids are doing their best to do well in school. They are careful with money and very appreciative of any help they get. However, the money is not enough. Do they deserve your help again? Comment below. Well, now of course, these are two extremes. Maybe you think that I married a girl, not the family, and you have no interest in supporting her family for whatever reason. Does that make you, the foreigner, ungrateful? Remember, the parents have put decades of hard work in raising their daughter, and presumably you like what you saw. Otherwise, you would not have married her, I assume. So let's say you decide to help them. Maybe you are sending 10,000 pesos a month, or maybe you decided to buy the family some land, or maybe you moved them into a house. Whichever way, help them. And then you notice they are not grateful for the help. They never say thank you. They never acknowledge your help. How would you approach this? The reason why I'm bringing this subject is because a subscriber emailed me with a horrific story. I don't want to go too much detail as not to give away his or the family's identity, so I have intentionally changed some facts. He told me he rented a house for the family of his wife, and after 8 months went to visit the family. Of course, they live on different islands and he has a business. It was a surprise visit, and when he got there, it looked like a pigsty, he told me. Food are all over the kitchen, garbage stuck up outside, cockroaches all over the place. He said he was disgusted. After all, he was trying to improve their lives. He also noticed that people were just laying around on their phones all day, which he actually paid for, had horrible grades, like they did not care. And at what point should this man says enough is enough? He's about to have a blow up with the wife and the family and wants my advice, and I want you, the subscribers, to put advice in the comment. I know he's watching this video and probably reading your comments, so thank you to all that have constructive comments for this man. So as you can see, this whole utang na loob is not as simple as it seems. There are so many situations where a family, a father, a mother, a sisters or brother are not deserving of help. And here are my thoughts on the subject. This subject should be talked about before marriage, and it is the responsibility of the Filipina to bring this up. And do not, for God's sake, wait till you are married and then start telling a man that he needs to send money to your family. He might just leave back to whatever country and file for divorce. So again, discuss this before marriage, and if you, as a man, agreed to help a family and start helping and see the family's behavior degrading, meaning now they are not working or on their phones all day with no intentions of self-improvement, then of course you have to lay down the boundaries. And I've always tell you that. Tell them you expect A, B, and C for the flow of money to continue. That's just for example. And if they are unwilling to change their behavior, then you are not obligated anymore. And like my husband always says about human characteristics, you can always lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. Meaning, it is very hard to change human behavior that has come from within. And you can only show them the way to better their lives. And it is up to them whether they follow the path of struggle and success or chose the path of instant gratification and failure. It's completely up to them. So don't feel guilty or bad for not helping your wife's family. If you can't afford it, then you have nothing to feel bad about it. And of course, if you can afford it and they don't deserve it, just set the boundaries, and if they don't adhere, send them nothing. However, if you can afford it and they are a good family, striving to be better themselves, then shame on you if you don't help them. So that's it, you guys. Thank you for watching this channel. I really do appreciate it. We've reached 20k and we're almost at 21k, hopefully. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.